Sometimes certain players go through an off season where they're doing other things that they're very good at and getting hurt in the process. And it seems like we might have one here. It's not official or anything yet, but there has been some news. So, don't want to jump the gun here or anything like that because, no official news has been out. But people do watch and take video and see that if a player does get hurt or something in the off season when we're a couple weeks away from training camp, and you gotta keep a close eye on certain things. So how this will affect certain position groups, we'll see. But yeah, let's get straight into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, I hope everybody is enjoying their work week. I hope everybody's doing well. So there has been some news on Devon Allen. He obviously got into the semis. Obviously he does the Olympics. He does all the off-season stuff. He does the things that he's good at in the off-season. And it looks like he was visibly limping after whatever he was doing. I don't know if it was the hurdles or it was something else. I think he just does hurdles. I'm not sure if this was just a flat-out race or I don't know. But this is interesting. I mean, a couple weeks ago, I made a video on, Devon Allen had some things to say about, how he was, faster than Tyreek Hill, faster than some other players that are out there, wide receiver wise, and, not really taking a, somewhat of a shot at somebody, but stating that, he's the faster player. I really am excited, and I want to see what Devon Allen does. I mean, really, coming to the Eagles, signing a 3-year deal, and I figured because that deal was 3 years, I figured, the Eagles had some high upside on him, that he was ready to do some things. He never really got a shot last year. I know special teams is somewhat of a mess right now. We're still trying to figure out. It's probably the third part of our game where it's actually a huge weakness. Besides, there's not really much weakness on this team. Maybe we're trying to figure out safety. Maybe we're trying to figure out, who's, who matches up with Nakobe Dean real well at linebacker. I don't know. But when it comes to special teams, it's a big weakness right now. I think, obviously, the special teams coordinator, Michael Clay, is a pretty big weakness. I mean, I just don't like him at all. And the Eagles just love him. And I don't know why. So Devon Allen was limping, I guess, after whatever he was doing, and now we're trying to figure out, is this guy like really hurt? Now obviously he's fine. If you watch the video, he was walking, but he did have a little bit of a limp after it. So I understand, we get into the third part of our game, which a lot of people really don't care about because it's special teams. But look what happened in the Super Bowl. Look what happened. We haven't had successful special teams really since. I don't even know. 2015. 2014 was a great year. 2015 was a good year too. Josh Huff and Darren Sproles were really the last two players to really do anything. As a punt return specialist or just a regular kick returner. You know what I mean? And I feel like if Devon Allen is out or he's hurt the start of training camp, it's definitely going to hurt his chances. It's not like he's going to be a starting wide receiver for the Eagles. I understand that 100%. Because if you looked at the depth chart in OTAs, I don't know if Devon Allen was even on the depth chart list for punt returner. I would like to see him as a kick returner, to be honest with you. But I know as Olamide, Zacchaeus was on that list. Quez Watkins was on that list. Britton Covey, of course. I just wish they gave Devon Allen more of a chance, more of a shot. He really hasn't played. He's 28 years old. He hasn't played football. So he hasn't done anything since 2016. Really, I think that's how long it's been since he played for Oregon and never really played an NFL snap. Would like to see him kind of of, kind of prove all of us wrong that he could do something and be a special teamer or a kick returner or something. I'm excited to see the special teams depth chart going into training camp, and obviously, just what we have. You know what I mean? Like, I like that Zacchaeus is on the list, definitely, because he's definitely got that burner speed, and his vision's not that bad. And Britton Covey was just way too raw last year, but not all his fault, because I think the blocking schemes were horrible for special teams. I just didn't like how everything kind of went with special teams. I thought, we were bad in the beginning of the season. We kind of were trending up a little bit. Covey was getting a little, his looks were looking pretty good at times, and then we dipped back down once again. So it was just very inconsistent. And I thought even the playoffs, he didn't do too bad. He had a couple, good returns, not too crazy, but I thought he did all right. Like I said, you're putting an undrafted free agent, at special teams, and he was just too raw. I just felt like if they were going to use Covey that much, they could have just sat him out for at least a game or two and brought Devon Allen up to the active roster. I would have brought Covey up twice, Devon Allen twice, and then figure out who your punt returner for the rest of the year was going to be. I don't know if Devon Allen's really going to get a shot. I hope so. I mean, that's what I'm kind of praying on right now. I know it's just special teams. Like I said, I know probably a lot of people don't care, but you can lose games. You could put your offense in good position here. You could put your offense in good position here to do some great things if you have some great return specialists back there. And I think that's been we've been on the downside of special teams for a good amount of years. We really haven't been successful lately as of recent with special teams, but you can always look for players like Devon Allen that's still on the roster that's still going to try to get an active to get a roster spot. You can wait until players are waived, because guys, remember in August, when the Eagles have to trim down the roster, the new rule for this year is that the Eagles have to trim the roster from 90 to 53 in one day. They got to do all that in one day. So good and bad. Bad because the Eagles have to make some tough decisions, but good because there might be a special teamer or some type of player that's getting released or off waivers on another team that is a good return specialist, or some the Eagles could maybe pick somebody up very late. So you never know what could happen at that time. But, my bet is to obviously let Britton Covey do his thing, see if he gets better. Devon Allen, Zacchaeus, Quez Watkins. I'm not experimenting Quez Watkins. I don't like him on kick returns. Obviously it's Quez Watkins and Boston Scott at kick returns. I'm not even really high on Boston Scott at kick returns, to be honest with you. Like I'm really not high on a lot of these guys, especially Quez Watkins be there as well. I get it. The one thing we do not want to happen is I don't want Devontae Smith, and I know they've used Devontae Smith in certain situations where they need to put a guy there that guarantees them somewhat of a return if we back a team up to the end zone or something like that, and they've done that a couple times, and that got me a little nervous. But Devon Allen is surely, I think, is one of those guys that really needs a shot and to see if what he could do. So I don't know if this is a serious injury or whatnot. He was limping, but I'm not going to make a big deal about it. But it definitely affects our special teams. I know people are going to think this video is a waste of time, but it's really not, because this position group needs to get better. This special teams coordinator is god awful, and I can't stand him. Okay, number one, Michael Clay is the Eagles gave him more money, and I think they extended him from what we've seen. I think a couple months ago, a few months ago, he got an extension, and I don't know what's going on. I think the one thing that we have special teams wise that we may have something there is a new punter, and obviously Legatron. And that's Michael Clay did talk about him a couple months ago. The only special teamer that he really talked about a lot of was the new punter. And hopefully Aaron Sipos gets kicked out of here as fast as possible, because he is god awful. We need to get this right. We got to get this third part of our game right. You can get touchdowns and score and put your offense in good position because of having a successful a special teams play. That's where it's really important. So if there's somebody I'm definitely rooting for during training camp, it's definitely Devon Allen. There's definitely no reason why I shouldn't support him, and I think he will hopefully get some attention. I mean, I hope so. I mean, look, speed isn't everything, because you can have all the speed in the world, but if you can't run routes, you got bad vision. The speed ain't gonna matter at the end of the day. So like I said, this is just speculation that he's hurt, but it was kind of reported that he was limping, so he could have stretched something out, or something could have happened. And this is the problem with guys that do this in the offseason, especially him, that he's very good at what he does. When he's doing these outdoor, competitions and stuff. And the problem is, he can get hurt at any time, and then it's going to ruin his chances to be healthy for training camp. He's putting more on his body right now before getting into training camp. If he was a projected starter, would he still be doing this? I don't know. I mean, I would probably say no, and then the Eagles would probably be like, you gotta, we can't risk you getting hurt. But obviously, he's not a starter in the league. He's not a starter at wide receiver. He never will be. But as someone that's is in competition for a roster spot and competition for a special teams position, whether it's punt returner or kick returner, he's got to be very careful in the offseason. I think that's really important too. So other than that, that's pretty much it. That's all I really want to talk about today. Nothing much. I had a really, really bad day yesterday. My house ended up getting flooded from that monsoon the other day, and I was literally taking water out of my house all day, and I had to clean my whole house and dry the whole house. It was a pain in the butt. So if you guys lasted this long in this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well. I'm very excited for training camp. We only got a couple weeks left. We are a lot is going on, and when things are about to unfold, we're about to see what this roster is going to look like really soon, and I'm excited for it. So let me know what you guys think about just special teams in general. What would you change about it? Do you have trust in what we have? Who do you think are starting kick returners or our punt returners will be, and who do you feel like they should who should have more of a shot? Does Devon Allen actually have a shot at this? I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll see. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shake Squad up, follow. Peace out, guys. Peace.